Yeah. Can you imagine?
All right, so we're gonna talk.
No, hello.
Hello.
My name is Durald Derek, and that's Killald Caleb.
Yeah.
He's the one that doesn't understand things, and I'm the one who's scientifically inclined to be real. You're fake, I'm based. Maybe if we work together, we can have a turkey.
There's a lot of flies in here for some reason.
They're all over my damn legs.
I don't know how they get in.
Because I smell like a dandelion, and they want to climb on me and make nectar.
I don't think that's what flies do. I think you're thinking of butterflies. Or bees.
All right, let's play the film. Roll the film, Charlie.
Currently, there's a recall election going on in California to remove Gavin Newsom, or Gavin Nuisance. He's done a pretty terrible job.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's just kind
I
of...
don't live in California, but I've seen the results. The state's on fire.
What I want to mention is basically confirms that the LA Times newspaper and media outlet or whatever is essentially in Newsom's pocket.
Pretty much.
Because they said that Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy.
Now, there could be a mistake there where maybe they meant it in a positive way. Like, he's the black face of white supremacy. But I think what they meant is he's blackface on white people of supremacy. I think they meant it in a fresh way, though, like a tomato. Like he's the black face, like he's a fresh new face. He's the black face of white supremacy.
Yeah.
Like now people will look at a kid and they'll be like a young fella, just got a promotion, CEO. Company's been around for 50 years. The owner used to know his mother.
Yeah.
But the owner was his grandmother, so of course you would have known. But he's the new face of the company. Larry Elder is just the black face of white supremacy. You know why he's the black face of white supremacy?
Why? Because he's black?
No.
What is it?
It's because he's white.
Oh. I think he's black.
Gosh dang it!
They also have others, because calling him the black face of white supremacy, they've said a lot of other things. For starters, they're like, Larry Elder draws fire for N-word comedy clip in the 1990s.
But he's black.
They're really trying to dig up.
I thought black people were allowed to say it. Like, what are you going to do? Go after every black person who's ever said it?
Well, just this black person in a comedy clip in the 1990s. Recall candidate Larry Elder is a threat to black Californians.
He's going to make black people look bad because he's a white supremacist. Listen, Caleb.
Yeah.
The last thing that black people need right now is a white supremacist in blackface who was born black. Anyone with two coins to rub together knows that Larry Elder only identifies as the racist that he is, which is why he's black. Because identifying is simplifying your reality. The LA Times, more like the RF Times. Retarded f***s. I feel bad for Larry Elder. He's the only black person that's not allowed to be black. It's sort of funny that they're always telling you to be whoever you want to be on the inside. They're always like, if you feel comfortable inside as a woman, even if you got the testes, you should be a man. Or you should be a woman, because that's how you feel.
To me,
Larry Elder's the only person I think I'm aware of who is black, believes he's black, but is being told that he's white.
It's almost shocking how much the Los Angeles Times goes after him. Would Governor Larry Elder turn out to be a gift to Democrats? Larry Elder's ex-fiancée alleges a gun incident. He denies it. Colin, too bad you can't believe anything Larry Elder says.
Too bad you can't believe, come on, this is like a cartoon. The worst part is that they're just, they're always talking about the racists and stuff, and the real racists are right here, and they won't even notice it.
Larry Elder's rhetoric remind you of a certain ex-president? If Elder is elected, life will get harder for many Californians. Now, by the way, all these articles by the Los Angeles Times are all within just the last 3 days. Larry Elder appears to not have properly disclosed finances.
They always care about that stuff. I don't even understand why they always care about that. Who cares what he makes or whatever? Or what anybody makes?
On minimum wage, does Larry Elder not know or care?
Does he not know? Can we be real? Is Larry Elder, like, not all there? Because I'm looking at him like, I don't think he knows. Where's the Larry Elder article, though?
Which one?
The one that says he has the black face.
All right,
so this is exclusive.
Okay, so let's dig into this a little bit.
Let's dig into it. Like a rat.
All right. So, Larry Elder smiled the smug smile of a black conservative who could very well be liberal California's next governor.
Oh gosh, please don't say it's so.
Where do you start with the damage?
Where the hell do you start with the damage?
Where do you start with the damage Gavin Newsom has done to the state that we both love? That's what Larry Elder says.
Oh.
He leaned forward to gaze across the room of white Republicans who had come to hear him speak in Orange County.
I hate white Republicans.
Me too.
They're so damn white. They're so pasty and disgusting. We call them piggers because they're so pasty.
Rising crime? It's because of this phony narrative that the police are engaging in systemic racism and cops are pulling back, Elder said. When you reduce the possibility of a bad guy getting caught, getting convicted, and getting incarcerated, guess what? Crime goes up.
Oh.
Then another smile, this one even more smug than the last.
He's so smug.
Can you say, duh, Larry Elder? I won't lie, few things infuriate me more than watching a black person use willful blindness and cherry-picked facts to make overly simplistic arguments that whitewash the complex problems that come along with being black in America. And throughout his career as a radio host, as a talking head for Fox News, and now a gubernatorial candidate, Elder has made a point of doing just that, usually with a lot of taunting and toddler-like name-calling.
And smug glares.
Ideological enemies in the process.
Like, listen, in my opinion, he should skin himself because he doesn't deserve his blackness. Is that what LA Times is trying to say here?
I think that is what they're trying to say.
Don't quote me on that. That was
LA
me.
Times
that was them.
may want to skin Larry Elder. There's a high probability.
Because there's some poor white man who feels black on the inside who could really use his skin. And Larry Elder is using it for whiteness. So let's do a quick trade. Not me, but... Listen, can I say it here, just flat out?
Sure.
These people are sick. They're like, listen, it's not that Larry Elder's less than human. It's that, well, like, what's wrong with them? They're like, you're making black people look smart.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Wait, we'll check about who's actually the one writing this at the end.
I'm going to put my coins on it being a white person, but you know, it could be someone who's black. I'll put my coins, my nickels.
As longtime political consultant Kerman Maddox put it, Larry Elder goes out of his way to be at odds with the leadership in the black community and at odds with the thinking in the black community. Like a lot of black people, though, I've learned that it's often best just to ignore people like Elder.
Just ignore the black people. Just like, you know, because, like, let's be realistic, they're less than human. So listen, if you see like a black guy and maybe he's saying, hey, we can do something to whatever, like, just brush them aside. They're fake and they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's best to just ignore him, okay?
It's because they're in Newsom's pocket.
The best thing to do about Larry Elder, especially because he's black, just ignore him. The last thing we want anybody to think.
It's actually not just Elder, it's hilarious. Like a lot of black people, though.
That's what I was saying. Like they're going after like anyone who's black that isn't like, I don't know, it's like, you're trying to think for yourself?
Yeah.
That doesn't fit into our agenda. Mm-hmm. You're off the team.
Yeah.
They're like, like I'm just waiting for, in this article, for them to just be like, I just don't understand why he doesn't just go back to Africa.
That might happen.
That wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Just to ignore people like Elder, people who are, as my dad used to say, skin folk, but not necessarily kinfolk.
What?
I don't know.
That sounds racist.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
This is so racist.
That's certainly how many...
I don't want to throw around the word racist, but I'm
Wait, here. That's certainly how many of LA's black and politically powerful have tried to deal with him over the years. Politically powerful. As the Times once wrote of Rep. Maxine Waters' refusal to be a guest on Elder's radio talk show, why should she boost the ratings of a man who ridicules her by mixing a recording of a barking dog over her sound bites?
This is like something that I don't know about, and they're talking about it as if I do.
Yeah. But with polls showing that nearly half of likely voters support recalling Newsom and that Elder is in the lead to replace him, ignoring the self-proclaimed sage from South Central is no longer a viable strategy. You just said to ignore him, particularly for black people. He is a danger, a clear and present danger, said Melina Abdullah, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles.
Oh gosh, her?
Yeah.
Like, are they, like, that out of, like, touch where they didn't realize, like, yeah, well, she's been sort of, like, debunked?
Yeah.
You know?
It's not just Elder. It's not just that Elder would be a Trump fanboy Republican trying to run a state dominated by Democrats, or that he has zero experience in elected office and clearly doesn't have the temperament for governance.
Or the skin color.
He can't even take questions from journalists without losing his cool. It's just that perhaps out of spite, or perhaps out of an insatiable need for attention, Elder opposes every single public policy that's supported by black people to help black people. This has been true for decades.
Just name one. Name one thing that'll help black people that they all support, every one of them that he's opposed to, just because he's secretly white.
I think this definition of help black people means to coddle them more like little children.
Yeah, it means to grind their faces into the dirt.
Yeah.
They're like, listen, I'm not saying I want to see Larry Elder face plant in cement, but listen.
He definitely doesn't know how to treat black people right.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to say he's not black, but he's less than human.
And also, he disrespects black people.
And he's just downright retarded.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want anybody to take this out of context, but LA Times is run by a bunch of f***s.
This has been true for decades, but it's... Wait.
But it's what?
That's supported by black people to help black people. This has been true for decades, but it's particularly problematic given the racial reckoning following the murder of George Floyd.
I'm going to say George Washington.
We have been having a series of real uncomfortable discussions about systemic racism in institutions across the state, said Senator Sidney Kamlager.
You know what this might be? Because it seems to be that they don't think that Larry Elder understands racism.
Yeah.
But this is their way of letting him know by being incredibly racist towards him.
Yeah, so maybe that's all just part of the plan.
This is like reverse psychology. They're like, by being racist to him, we'll teach him racism.
Yeah.
We're going to throw ourselves under the bus to do this poor man a favor.
And Larry Elder is someone who just fundamentally doesn't believe that systemic racism exists.
What the heck? He doesn't believe in systemic racism? But Caleb, it's all around us. It's in the air we breathe. It's in the Wi-Fi we sniff.
He also apparently doesn't believe that racial profiling exists. This is despite telling the Times editorial board...
this whole article. Despite this entire article, he doesn't seem to understand racial profiling.
Yeah, that police pulled him over... Editorial board, the police pulled him over between 75 and 100 times the first year he had his driver's license.
Wait, who did? Wait, what? Who got pulled over that many times?
I think Larry Elder. He also apparently doesn't believe that racial profile... This is despite telling the Times editorial board that police pulled him over between 75 and 100 times the first year he had his driver's license.
I don't think that was because of racism.
Yeah, we need more context for that.
If he says that, you want to bet it's because maybe he was speeding? Or maybe he was, like, doing something?
Probably.
Especially because it's him who said it. You really think he's like... These police are so damn racist. They pulled me over almost 100 times the first year I had my license.
Yeah.
Like, they would have included that. They would have said,
but why the first year? Why not the years after?
Well, it's probably because he was young and stupid.
Exactly.
And also, if he said it was because of racism, they would have included that. Like, how come they just took the part where he says how many times he's been pulled over, but they left out the part where he says it was because he was black?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they'd be lying if they did that, so they just take it out of context. It's not a lie if you just take it out of context.
Elder scoffs at the many efforts to reform the criminal justice system.
I like how they use all the trigger words like scoff and smug and glare.
By requiring more criminal justice system and to root out racial bias in policing by requiring more transparency and accountability from officers. Instead, he keeps trotting out statistics that purport to show that black people are particularly prone to murdering one another.
Are they going to try to debunk those statistics, or are they just going to say, he keeps pulling out these statistics about black people killing each other?
Let's see.
We don't really know what it has to do with like our agenda, so we're just going to ignore it.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they do.
They won't.
Do we still have the phenomenon where a young black man is 8 times more likely to be killed by another young black man than a young white man? He told the Republicans in Orange County. If the answers to those series of questions is yes, I submit to you that systemic racism is not the problem, said Elder. And then they say, Elder mocks critical race theory. Okay, so they just give up on that.
Because you're supposed to look at that. You're supposed to be a liberal, read that and go, oh, he what?
Yeah.
He said that? Well, I could disprove that in 2 words. Not true.
Elder mocks critical race theory, though I'm not sure he understands what it actually is. That doesn't bode well for ethnic studies in California.
Who cares? I feel like we should just end it there.
Well, we're only like not even halfway through this.
Yeah, we're just going to end it there. That's good enough for me. That seems like a good enough stupid spot to leave this off on. Maybe this will be a 2-part video. Maybe we should come back to it.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe we should just stop it here. That seems like a good place to leave it, which is when they're like, I don't think he seems to understand how much this is going to damage ethnic studies. Like, the comedy writes itself. Try to find this thing. It's blacklisted. You can read it yourself. It's like a comedy book. It's like a short series of jokes.
Yeah, all right, well...
It's like a little comedy
This just
book.
goes on with the list.
Yeah. So I'm going to encourage everybody to read it themselves.
I think
it's hilarious.
This is actually funny. Like, some of the stuff I'm just glancing over.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
okay,
like a
we got to
joke
do
book.
a second part.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to this another day.
Yeah. That'll be part 1.
This is too hilarious.
We're going to savor this a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So part 1.
See you later, fellas. Catch you on the flip side.